plays with toys with me.
You like that he plays with toys with you?
What do you love most about Grandpa Tom?
I have fun. He reads books to me.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say?
I have fun. He comes to my house.
That's extremely nice. Anything else?
That's it. Happy birthday, if you Grandpa Tom.
That's nice of you.
Hey Grandpa, happy birthday. I just want you to know that I drew you a picture of me and you going bowling, and then I drew everything on it that I like to do with you. And also, I wanted to tell you that I like splitting wood with you. So when you spend time with your family and us, it means a lot to me because I don't get to see the family very much. And when I spend time with you, it makes me really happy. Love you.
Hi, Grandpa. Happy birthday. Guess what? I'm eating chocolate bar and watching the laptop.
Hi, Grandpa Tom. I wanted to share a quick memory. We went going to the Red Sox game. We sat behind home plate. The Sox won, and I got a baseball. Can't forget those free mustard hot dogs that we had in the beginning of the game. Yeah, those were good. Thank you, Grandpa. Happy birthday. Love you.
Birthday, Grandpa. Thank you for everything that you do for all us grandkids and everyone else. Can't wait for Jack White in a few weeks. Love you.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. Thank you for everything you do for us. Love you.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. I just wanted to say thank you for taking us on all these fun trips over the years. They've been like some of the best parts of my summer, and we really appreciate it. And also thank you for giving us Charles. I hope you have the best birthday ever. Love you.
Read this.
Dear Grandpa, I hope you are well today. Everyone watching this should know that I am happy and safe. Grandpa, you have taught me so many wonderful things over the years. First, never go on a diet and drink weird, gross green juice. Second, if I don't go out and pick up logs with you, you'll get really, really mad. Third, you taught me to go to a yard sale, buy 25-cent shoes, and patch them up with duct tape. I love you, Grandpa. Happy birthday. Guys, help! I'm in the basement. I need you.
Hi, Tom. Happy birthday. It is your favorite daughter-in-law, obviously. I just want to tell you that I love you and I appreciate you. I am so thankful to have a father-in-law like you. I think that there's a lot of people in the world who get married and they don't get to be friends with their mother and father-in-law. So I feel very blessed. I didn't have grandparents to grow up with, especially grandfathers. So to have Oakland and Cameron and Harrison adore you so much, it means the world to me. And when I think of you, I just think of a family guy. You're always down to have a good time. You have a very contagious laugh that I love. And I just love you. I hope that you have a great day.
The man, the myth, the legend. Grandpa, happy birthday, my man. You inspire us all, and we're super lucky to have you. We lucked out in the father-in-law department, that's for sure. And someone else is here and wants to say, happy birthday! Yeah! Enjoy the day, my man. You earned it. Love ya.
All right, Tom, let's get this awkwardness out of the way. First, I want to wish you a very happy birthday. Two things I'd like to say. Thank you for showing me what a father is supposed to be like. Most people know that I never really had a very good father figure. First, so thank you for teaching me what a father is supposed to be like. Secondly, and most importantly, thank you for simply being my friend. Happy birthday, sir.
Hi, Grandpa Tom. I was asked to say a few words about you, and before I begin, I just wanted to first give a shout out to Heidi and I, because we were the first ones who actually made you Grandpa Tom, and now everybody calls you that. So I guess shout out to Henry as part of that as well. So I've known you now 20 years. It's kind of crazy, but it's true. And I have a lot of memories. I have a lot of things that I could share. But what I kind of settled on was 4 words. So over 20 years, that's a lot of time that we've spent together. That's a lot of family get-togethers, a lot of birthdays, holidays, celebrations. And you know, as those of us in the Myers clan know, sometimes you just get together just because we're all nearby. We're lucky enough to be close. And we pretty much mostly like each other. So we get together a lot for a lot of different reasons. And something that I really started to notice, and then I grew to like, and then I really grew to recognize as a symbol, I guess, if you will, of this family and what we mean to each other, and the fact that we can go out and do our things and go to work and go to school and live our lives, but then come back to see each other again every weekend. And what that symbol kind of, for me, started to really become was something that you, Grandpa Tom, would say to us every time we would leave your house, leave a party, leave a get-together. We would, you know, have these long goodbyes, and you would always say, have a good week. 4 words. And it sounds simple, it sounds kind of basic and kind of obvious, but it's something you always say. And for me, it always kind of symbolizes that, like, this party is over, this get-together is over, we're all in our family going our separate ways, we're all at different points in our lives, just hearing that just always gives me comfort and always reminds me that we're going to get back together again, we're going to see each other again, even if we go off and have a crazy week at work, or things are going haywire at home or with school, or people are traveling and missing each other, and whatever is going on. Just that little phrase, the more that I heard it over the years, really came to sort of symbolize for me the fact that we're always going to get back together, and that you're always going to be there as that kind of head of the family, bringing everybody together, connecting everybody, making time to talk to everyone in their own way, whatever their own unique personality is, whatever they're into. You connect with them, and then we all go our separate ways, we live our lives, and we come back together, and you're a big part of that. You're one of the main reasons that we're all here. So what I'll say to you is have a good year, and I love you very much. So grateful for everything that you've given us as a family.
Hi, Dad. It's the 33-year-old version of your youngest child and only son. I want to start this by saying, Mom, I love you so much. So I'm going to focus on Dad today, but I'll make you your own tribute video another time. Really, to keep it concise, I want to talk about one thing, and it's support. When I think about one of the greatest gifts that you can give to somebody, I think it is to be supportive of them in the things that they're pursuing, trying really hard at. It takes courage and bravery to do that. And if you can support someone that's doing that, it gives them strength. And I think about when I played baseball, when I played basketball, all the way through high school, football, I have a very clear image of you, Dad, always sitting in the stands and watching and supporting me. I can count on one hand how many games you missed in the course of my entire childhood, and I want you to know how much that always meant to me. I went into college and joined a band, which was kind of out of left field. Most of us can stand trendy robots. You were always there at shows. Sometimes you drove down for trendy shows. You were the only one sitting at a table, even though it was super late at night. I tried my hand as a comedian recently, which was a fun and sort of silly experiment. And guess who was there at the show to watch and support me? I do want you to know how much it meant to me. And I just think that giving your time to someone else is just a very special thing. And it was not time wasted at all. If your goal was to make me feel valued, you definitely did that. So I love you a ton. I want to say happy birthday. It's great that everybody's here and supporting you and loving you, because you've done that for all of us. Love you, Dad.
Hey Dad, happy birthday. I could go on and on and on about different things that I love about you, but really the thing that most sticks out in my mind is just being up for anything and taking us kids on adventures when we were little, still being up to going on adventures now, and just making the grandkids your whole life when all your own kids were grown up. I remember there was a point where I literally could not wait to have kids, and I wanted to hurry up and have kids because I wanted them to get to experience what I was watching all the other grandkids experience with you and Mom. But I am just very grateful and thankful for the dad that you've been to us. I think it really has helped me with my parenting as well. But also just having, my best friend and my kid's best friend just be fun and want to hang out with us all the time. I couldn't really ask for anything more. But really, I just think spending time together is the best thing, no matter where we are. And we just really enjoy spending time with you. And I think that my kids are just very grateful as well. And thank you for the shirt that you got me, even though it's your birthday and I know that everyone else is going to see this video, but apparently you didn't care about that. So, but I love you and I hope you have the best birthday ever, and let's just go on some more adventures. Love you.
All right, I'm gonna try to do this quick. Sean went to pick up the kids from their overnight. So I'm exercising and I'm doing my dad birthday video before they get back. In Heather-esque fashion, I couldn't find the thing I was actually looking for to read. It's a letter that you had written me when I went to Fairhaven, and it was pretty sweet, and it had a lot of dad-isms in it. But here's another one I found when I was looking for it. It's from when I got Student of the Month at Nokomis, and apparently you weren't there for the ceremony. You brat, congratulations. Sorry I couldn't make it. I don't know how I could be any prouder of you. You are a joy in my life. Don't forget about a good study break this weekend. You've earned it. Who's that guy who wrote this note? It's me. It's me. Who's that man in the Bronco coat? It's him. It's him. Who's the kid that's Student of the Month? It's you. It's you. We're still hoping that you'll get a clue. Could happen. It's true. Love you, pal. Dad. Just a little something I saved. A memento. I don't want to get all sappy. You know we love you. You're the patriarch of the family and everybody looks up to you. 65 and going strong. If there's one thing you taught us about, it's family. So thank you for that. Love you, Dad. Happy birthday.
Hey, Dad. Happy birthday. Obviously, this is a much younger, cuter version of me. But I don't really like doing these types of videos, so I thought this would make it a little bit easier. So I just was thinking about our life and how awesome of a father you've been, and all of the experiences and things that we've done together and things that have, you know, stood out to me. My first CD was Journey, and of course, as everyone knows, is still my favorite band. When you took me and Heidi to Lilith Fair, and we had to hike up Montage Mountain before we realized there was a ferry that was taking everybody up there. And then 20 years later, seeing Sheryl Crow together again at the Bangor waterfront. That was pretty cool. I remember you letting me follow rustic overtones all over the state with Melissa for a summer. That was some of the funnest memories of my childhood for sure. All of our trips to Pennsylvania, our mutual love for plants and nature. Our trip to Florida, that was so fun going and taking my kids and Rachel and Dave and Mason and Sawyer, and that was just the best time. Going to see fish twice. When you used to always give us presents on Father's Day, I always thought that was really cool. You've also given me some of my best friends. You always were good at being our friend, but also being our parent, and I really respected that from you. Who you are for my kids, I really appreciate you almost stepping in when, you know, their dad maybe wasn't around as much as he should have been, and the relationship that they have with you is just my favorite. Just pretty much being the best all-around guy and father you could possibly ask for. Love you, Dad.
Hey, does anybody see my phone? Hey, there it is. Hey, big guy. Happy birthday to you. Cheers. Can you guess where I am? Banished to the basement once again. Oh no, it's terrible. So, Ray tells me I'm supposed to send you some heartfelt video wishing you a happy birthday. Thanks for being you. Oh, look at the shorts Ray got me. Yard sale, 30 cents. Thank you for that. Teaching how to do that kind of stuff, right? Am I right? Yeah. Anyways, happy birthday. I love you, you yard sale fish loving SOB. Cheers.
Hey guys, Dad in particular, happy birthday. I'm gonna take us on a little trip down memory lane for my video. I hope you have a comfy seat and some good snacks. I wrote a lot of this stuff down, so if I'm looking over here, it's because it's typed right next to me. And I made some little weirdly backwards written topic lines for my little stories. We all know about Dad and his love of stereo equipment. Open the door to the porch if you need a reminder. I think our love of music and books has always tied us. We both appreciate good music and a good story. When I was in junior high, you gave me my first piece of stereo equipment. I don't know if you remember what it was. Sony boombox with double cassette player and a CD player. I thought I had died and gone to heaven until I saw the 2 CDs that came along with it, Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jefferson Airplane. I was hoping for Madonna, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. And I think I sulked about it too because I remember you saying I'd have to buy that crap with my own money. Real stereos were meant to play real music like the ones you gave me. Well, I didn't have any other CDs, so I listened to those CDs, and I still remember most of the words to Willie the Wimp in his Cadillac coffin. Of course, they were great. From then on, I asked you for music recommendations all the time. I learned about many of my favorite artists and their best albums from you. Stevie Wonder, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell, James Taylor. I could go on and on. I will forever be appreciative to you for that never-ending gift. Oh, I messed up on this one. Our annual pilgrimage to Reading, Pennsylvania was definitely a highlight of my summer growing up. Besides having a dedicated time to get all of my AP summer reading out of the way, it was so much fun to see all the Pennsylvania relatives. Aunt Ruthie and Uncle Kenny were always my absolute favorites, so welcoming and kind. They were always really happy to see us. I still remember the last time we went out there and saw her together. I think she was 93, but she looked just the same, and she was still just as welcoming and as personable. And going to Grandma O's house and hanging out with her, and Scott, who used to live with her, and her little dog, Peanut, or Pumpkin or something, I forget. But it was a crazy little white dog. And flea marketing with Scott, going to V&S to get the best subs, looking for Green Spot and buying a bunch to bring home with us, going to Grandpa John's, trying not to be too bored while he sat in his chair and chain smoked and watched the news. He would make us the kielbasa stew every year, and I remember one time he asked me if I had a hollow leg. I didn't know what that meant at the time, but I know now, and I don't appreciate it. His house was on a hill and had the best view. And Dad, you were always the most patient person ever with him because he was pretty cranky, and he didn't always want to visit, but he didn't mind if you just sat there and you told him your stories and watched the news with him, and he always let us go out to the farm and hang out there, which was just such a great place. Visiting later on with Todd and Maria was really cool too. It would have been better if it was the original house, but things change. Of course, one cannot think of our summer travels without remembering the breakdowns. The one that sticks out the most is probably from one of our first trips out there. I can still remember as clear as day the state trooper's booming voice waking me up at 1 a.m. He's got a couple of kids with him. It was me and Laurel and Heather, all asleep in the back. Dad would drive all night so we would sleep and not be the worst travel partners ever. Are we there yet? We're hungry. I have to pee for the 10th time. That's what I do now, too. Of course, it was Laurel's little foot that stretched out in her sleep to kick the gear shift from drive to neutral, causing the transmission to literally stop working right in the middle of a busy highway in New Hampshire, I think, New Hampshire. The police helped us and drove us all to a hotel where we were rescued by Grandpa John Gilbert the next day. Of course, there was also the one time where smoke started pouring out of the hood of our brown van because the engine had caught on fire, but that's a story for another birthday. If I close my eyes, I can still see the second floor of the original house pre-addition. I bet you can too. To the left of the chimney, we have Mom and Dad's bed. To the right of the chimney, a bunch of mattresses on the floor that we all slept on. You were building an addition so that we could have more room. Shout out to Earl, he used to come almost every day to help you build, even if maybe just to have lunch with Mom, because she was so beautiful. In the meantime, we all bunked together in the one room. And one night, we were all roused suddenly from our peaceful slumbers to a weird noise. Something was running around, with us sleeping on the floor. It was running back and forth between Mom's room and our room. It was kind of terrifying, and it was a squirrel. It was a hot night. Dad, you'd opened up the window. There's no screen in it. We had to let some cool air in, and also a squirrel had to come in too. I don't know how it got in. I don't know how you did it, Dad, but you picked up 2 pieces of firewood that just happened to be up there for some reason. You scooped up the squirrel and you threw it out the window. If cats have 9 lives, I think squirrels have 30. The thing ran away. We went back to bed like it was nothing. Maybe it was a dream. I don't know. Famous last words for some people. I can't fully reminisce about childhood without mentioning Harold Holmes, JR, to his friends. For those who don't know, JR was a neighbor of ours who was an only child and was always turning up to play. I don't know if he actually liked us, besides Laurel, of course. They kind of had a Lori and Joe thing going on, if you know what I mean. I think his mom just kicked him out of the house to go play because he was driving her nuts and she wanted to chain smoke in peace. Dad, you haven't always been the most patient of men, but having JR around really tests a person. As I recall, though, the worst damage you imparted on the guy was tricking him into eating the hottest pepper known to man, which he then tricked our other neighbor, Richard Otis, into eating also. It's funny what 5 little words can do. I'll give you $1. Richard and JR were over at our house one afternoon. You had a couple of hot peppers on the picnic table. We were all talking about how spicy they were, and the boys are proclaiming to have Thomas Loy-like stamina when it comes to spice, of course. So you casually say to them both, I'll give you $1 if you eat this hot pepper. They look at each other. Richard is hesitant. JR pops it in, instantly starts chewing. He doesn't make a peep. So Richard asks, is it hot? JR's like, nah. So Richard puts one in and starts chewing. And the instant he starts to chew, JR can be honest and start screaming about how spicy it is. He needs some milk. We all just lost it. Of course, you lost it most of all, and I can still hear your laughter rolling in my ears. And I don't think Richard ever really forgave JR after that. One of my favorite memories of them. This is my last story, I swear. Before the internet, what did we do on a rainy day, guys? Well, we had the best activity ever, looking at Dad's coin collection. We all loved looking at the coins. They were so shiny and brand new. Mint condition is what they were called if they'd never been touched. They were in those little plastic sleeves. Never been touched by anybody. My favorite was the silver dollar coin commemorating the first man on the moon, but they were all cool. Buffalo head nickels, Mercury dimes, Indian head pennies. You taught us how to check what mint the coins were made in and which ones were made of real silver. And later on, after I graduated from college, months later, we were all at Peaks Kenny together one day. And you pulled me aside in the parking lot as we were packing up to go home. Never one for grand gestures. As you gave me a really special coin that your grandpa had given to you when you graduated from college. It was an Indian head gold coin, and I still have it in my jewelry box, and it means a lot to me. I hope one day to carry on the tradition and give it to my first child that graduates college too. And I just want to close by saying I love you. I hope you have the best birthday, and we are going to continue to make awesome memories until we can't anymore. And that's a promise. I love ya.
Call it magic. Call it true. I call it magic. When I'm with you.
Hi, honey. I'm not very good at this, but this is what we're doing for you for your birthday. So bear with me. I got some goofy stuff happening here. So when the proposal was made to put together a video tribute for your senior citizen celebration, officially and legally coming out of the closet as old, I loved the idea, except each of us were encouraged to keep our time close to 5 minutes. An infinity of memories began to flood my consciousness. So much life lived together. So many important adventures and milestones to list, too numerous for such a short video. A short window of time. Wait, window? I can't say window. The word window has taken on a whole new connotation now with, well, RBA. Ridiculous, but adorable. But I digress. Seriously though, that's just one of many extensions of this tribute to a man, a devoted husband, selfless father, loving grandfather, faithful provider, uncle, cousin, in-law, outlaw, and all the other stuff I and we know you to be. Now, some of this is going to be spoken to you, and some of it will be spoken about you. Hold on a second here. So here goes. From the first day I was introduced to this on February 21st, 1980, at the Tehama Fire Center near Red Bluff, California, to now, in a main cabin. It's been one revelation after another. The unfolding of a passionate character that began when I learned your self-assigned name, Glider, and not just any glider, but that's a story for another day. This was my initial reaction. And we all know how that worked out. So one thing I learned is that Glider likes stuff. He likes to collect it. And not just any stuff. Other people had to use it first. Sometimes they had to use it for a long time. And it has to be cheap. I mean, dicker till you die kind of cheap. But I have to admit, he has accumulated, piled, stored, hoarded a lot of cool stuff. Treasures, he likes to call them. So, here we are. I am sitting in his happy place. And, oh gosh, now I've done it. Anyway, so I'm going to turn this around and show some of what I have put together here. And this is just a small representation of how you have spent many, many hours in your life and this is great. So, much of the treasure hunting is connected to how you like to spend your time. Music, movies, stereos, comics, books, games, etc. And just plain exploring. It's so much fun hunting and then finding something you never knew existed but discovered you couldn't live without. That passion has also extended itself to the next generation. You've often said that you're never bored. You have so many things and many things to do. But here's the real story. They were never ends in and of themselves. Never would define you. They were often just vehicles for spending time with what and who you have always truly treasured in life. Family. That is what ultimately drew me to you. After my 3 days of nope, you told me that all you wanted, ever wanted, was a family. I'd never heard that before from anyone, much less a guy I dated. my nope began to melt into hope. And now the rich abundance of blessings beyond your wildest dreams makes getting to this stage of life sweet and all the sweeter together. I think of Annie when I say it's the power of perseverance, keeping our vows no matter the challenges, and there were some. It was worth it. It's all been so worth it. I've come to appreciate you so much more in our older years, especially with your ramped up grandfatherly pursuits, watching you love the babies, teach the toddlers and pre-Ks, work and play with the tweens and teens and all the other kids stuff you do. You are one of a kind, unique for sure, and so many times looking back, I can see the hand of God all over this family. And I believe it began with you and your passion for family and the pursuit of your own family. Your whole life has been a heartfelt demonstration of the purest gift you could ever give. You loved us. You loved us well, and you still love us. For this and for you, I am truly grateful. And I love you, but I'd be lying if I said I love you more. You've already done that. Happy birthday, sweetie, sweetie, sweetness. You're stuck with me. Love you, honey.
Still I call